Have you ever wondered why your journey has been so challenging? Why the winds always seem to push against you and the storms never seem to pass? You've prayed, you've cried out, and even questioned your path yet. In the stillness of those moments, there was always a whisper of divine assurance that the trials you faced were never meant to destroy you, but to elevate you. Let me tell you something extraordinary. What you've endured has not been wasted. Those sleepless nights, those unseen battles were shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Stay with me, because what is about to unfold in your life will be nothing short of divine revelation and supernatural provision. When God sets his eyes on someone for greatness, the process is rarely easy to comprehend. There is a divine law in the kingdom that preparation must always precede promotion. God does not place his treasures into unprepared hands because he values his gifts too much to entrust them to those who cannot steward them. What you may have thought were setbacks were actually setups for what is coming next in your life. The fiery trials, the disappointments, and the seasons of lack were all tools in the hands of the master potter to shape you for the glory that is about to be revealed. Consider Joseph. He had a dream of greatness, a vision that seemed unattainable. Yet, before the palace, there was the pit. Before the position, there was the prison. It wasn't because God abandoned him. It's because God was preparing him. You too have walked through seasons that seemed unbearable. Maybe you've questioned your worth. Maybe you've even wondered if God still had a plan for you. But let me assure you, every tear you shed was counted. Every pain you endured was purposed. Your trials were never designed to break you. They were orchestrated to build resilience, faith, and character in the kingdom of God. Wealth is not merely about money. It's about influence, purpose, and responsibility. What God is about to release in your life isn't just for you. It's for his glory and the advancement of his kingdom. The blessings he's preparing to pour out are directly tied to your willingness to walk in alignment with his will. He does not bless at random. He blesses intentionally. He has chosen you because he sees in you the heart of a steward, someone who will not hoard, but will honor him with what they receive. But let me remind you of this truth. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. This isn't just a promise, it's a principle. God has been orchestrating a divine transfer. What was withheld from you, what seemed unattainable, is now being positioned for your hands. Yet this isn't the moment to become complacent. It's the moment to remain vigilant. The enemy is aware of what is coming your way, and he will do everything in his power to distract you from the path of obedience. But if you stay rooted in his word, if you refuse to waver, nothing can stop what God has already set in motion. You have survived the pruning season, and now the harvest is at hand. But let's not forget, harvest requires effort. The blessings of God are not passive. They require action, assignment. He's not merely looking to give you wealth. He is seeking to entrust you with it. Your trials were the training ground for this moment. The seasons of lack taught you gratitude. The nights of prayer built your spiritual strength. Now, as you step into this season of abundance, remember that the same God who brought you here must remain at the center of it all as I speak to you today. I sense a shift in the spirit. The heavens are open, and God is releasing what was once held back. The seed you've sown in tears will now bring forth a harvest of joy. The prayers you've prayed in private will manifest publicly. But this isn't the end. This is the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter where your testimony will serve as undeniable evidence of God's faithfulness to others. You're about to step into overflow, not because of your merit, but because of his mercy. When God blesses, he does so in a way that leaves no room for doubt. He ensures that no man can take credit for what he has done. Your story will be one of those undeniable miracles. People will look at you and see the fingerprints of God all over your life. They'll wonder how it happened. The only explanation will be the favor of the Almighty. But remember, favor isn't fair. It's not about what you deserve. It's about what God has chosen to bestow even as you step into this season of abundance. Keep your eyes fixed on the giver, not just the gift. Wealth without purpose is empty. Success without significance is fleeting. God's intention is not just to make you wealthy, but to make you impactful. He wants you to be a beacon of his glory, a testament to his goodness. This is why the trials were necessary. They refined you, humbled you, and prepared you to handle what is coming next. God's timing is perfect. He does not operate on human schedules, but when his moment arrives, it is flawless. Every delay you experienced was not a denial, but a detour meant to strengthen you for the destination. Now that the season has shifted, walk boldly in the confidence that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not let the opinions of others cause you to doubt. If God has spoken it, it will come to pass. All he requires is your faith and obedience. As you step into this new season, take a moment to reflect on the journey, remember the lessons, cherish the growth, and honor the process. What God is doing in your life isn't just about you, it's about his kingdom. This is your moment to shine, not for your glory, but for his. The trials are over, the time is now, and the blessings are here. Stay faithful, stay grounded, and watch as God does exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or imagine. Let me continue. You are stepping into a season where every closed door will be opened, not by your strength, but by the divine authority of the one who goes before you. The trials you endured were not random, they were orchestrated with precision. God allowed certain things to break in your life so he could build you back stronger. He permitted people to walk away from you because they could not handle the magnitude of where he was taking you. Everything that seemed like a loss was in fact a pruning process to prepare you for the abundance that is now at hand. But do not forget, this is a covenant moment. God's promises are always tied to his principles. The wealth, influence, and blessings he's about to release into your life are not just for your personal benefit, they are tools for kingdom work. God blesses you so that you can become a blessing. He provides so you can provide. He pours into your life so that you can pour into others. This is why the trials were so intense, because the magnitude of the calling required a deeper level of refinement. Think about David. He was anointed as king long before he ever wore the crown. In the time before, he was anointed as king long before he ever wore the crown. In the time before he was anointed, his appointment, he faced rejection, betrayal, and countless battles. Yet each challenge was a stepping stone to his destiny. In the same way, your trials were training you for this moment. God was building in you the heart of a warrior, the mind of a steward, and the faith of a conqueror. What you thought was breaking you was actually making you. The trials were a test of your heart. God was watching how you handled the little before he entrusted you with the much. When you had only enough to get by, did you still give? When the door seemed locked, did you still knock when the prayer seemed unanswered? Did you still believe these moments were not about what you had, they were about who you were becoming? And now that you have passed the test, heaven is opening over your life. This is the moment where faith meets fulfillment. The years of sowing and tears will now yield a harvest of joy. But remember, the harvest comes with responsibility. God is not just giving you resources, He is entrusting you with influence. He is positioning you as a light in a world filled with darkness. Your wealth will not just be measured in numbers, but in the lives you impact, the souls you reach, and the legacy. You leave, the enemy will try to convince you that you are not ready, that you are not worthy, that you do not deserve this blessing. But let me remind you of the truth. It is not about your deservingness. It is about God's unwavering faithfulness. He chose you not because of what you could achieve, but because of what He can accomplish through you. Do not let fear or doubt deprive you of what is already yours. Step forward with confidence into this new season, knowing that the one who called you is faithful to equip you even as you prepare to embrace this fresh chapter. Guard your heart and mind. Distractions will come, temptations will arise, and whispers of doubt will try to shake you, but keep your focus on Him. Seek His wisdom in every decision. Trust His direction in every step. Remember, the same God who led you through the storms is the same God who will sustain you in the victory you are about to witness. The fulfillment of promises that have lived in your spirit for years, the prayers whispered in the quiet hours, the dreams you dared to believe in, the visions you held on to despite the odds, they are all coming to pass. This is not the conclusion. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you walk in purpose, strength, and divine abundance. God's plans are always layered, intricate, and intentional. Every delay, every closed door, and every setback was part of a divine orchestration. It is not just about the blessings you are stepping into, but about the person you have become through the journey. You are no longer who you were when the trials began. God has been shaping your character, refining your heart, and molding your perspective to align with His kingdom principles. He allowed you to face impossibilities so you would learn to depend entirely on Him rather than your own understanding. The world measures success by possessions and achievements, but God's kingdom operates on an entirely different paradigm. In the kingdom, wealth is not merely about gathering, but about purpose. The struggles you endured have cultivated a heart of compassion, a deeper faith, a vision for something greater. You now recognize that what you receive is not meant to end with you. It is meant to flow through you to bless others. That is why your trials were so intense, because the calling on your life is extraordinary. As you move into this new season, you must stay anchored in the truth that it is God who gives you the power to create wealth. The blessings that are being released in your life are a testament to His promises, not simply your efforts. He is the author of your story, and He has designed every detail to align with His perfect will. You will see doors open that no one can shut, and you will walk into opportunities that once seemed beyond your reach. This is not by chance, but by divine intention. You were chosen for this, yet there is a sobering reality that accompanies being chosen. The responsibility that comes with your calling is immense. The trials you went through were not only to prepare you for blessings, but to teach you stewardship. God allowed seasons of scarcity so that you would learn how to manage abundance. He permitted rejection to build resilience. He orchestrated delays to cultivate patience. Every hardship was a lesson preparing you for this moment. The enemy sees what is on the horizon and will attempt to attack your mind and spirit. He will remind you of past failures, shortcomings, and mistakes, but you must stand firm in the truth that your identity is not defined by your past, but by God's grace. The trials were never about proving yourself to God. They were about revealing His power in your life. Your story is not one of self-made success, but of divine intervention. The moments you thought you would not endure were the very moments God carried you. This is a season of manifestation. The seeds you sowed in faith are now breaking through the ground, yielding an abundant harvest. Do not forget that with harvest comes the responsibility to plant again. God's blessings are continuous, meant to flow through you into the lives of others. You were chosen not only to receive, but to multiply, to be a steward of what He entrusts to you. The wealth you are about to encounter is not just material. It is spiritual, emotional, and relational. God's abundance touches every aspect of your life as you embrace this season. Humility will be your greatest strength. The same God who lifted you up will sustain you, but He requires your obedience. Stay grounded in His word. Seek His presence daily and allow His Spirit to guide your actions. The blessings are not the destination. They are merely the beginning. They are the tools you will need to fulfill the purpose He has placed within you. Your life is about to become a beacon of hope for others, a testimony of what happens when you trust God. Through every trial, people will look at you, marvel at what you have accomplished, but they will not see the countless nights you spent in prayer, the tears you cried, or the unseen battles you fought. What they will witness is the evidence of God's hand upon your life. But remember, this is not about impressing others. It is about glorifying Him. Let your story be a testament to His goodness, not your greatness. The wealth you are stepping into is not simply for comfort. It is a resource for kingdom work, a tool to expand His influence on earth. The trials you endured have given you a unique perspective. You now understand what it means to have little, to depend entirely on God. That perspective is a gift. It will keep you grounded as blessings overflow. You have learned to appreciate the small things, to be grateful in every season, to trust God even in the waiting. These lessons will serve you well in this new chapter because they will remind you of the source of your blessings. God's timing is flawless. He knew exactly when to release the abundance He has prepared for you. Had He done it earlier, you might not have been ready. Had He done it later, you might have lost hope. But now you stand prepared. Your faith has been tested, your heart refined, and your vision made clear. You now recognize that the blessings are not about convenience, but about calling. They are not about prestige, but about purpose. As you embrace this season, keep your gaze fixed on Him. Blessings will come with challenges, but they will also come with grace. The same God who carried you through hardships will sustain you in triumph. He is your provider, your source, and your guide. Trust Him in every step, and you will see His hand move in ways beyond your imagination. This is your moment, not because of what you have done, but because of who He is. God's faithfulness has no bounds. And as you step into this season, it is vital to remember that your story is anything but ordinary. Every victory, every breakthrough, and every blessing about to manifest has been carefully prepared by His divine hand. You may not have understood why certain doors were shut or why some seasons felt excruciatingly long, but now you can see how every moment was necessary for your journey. The trials you thought would break you, have instead refined you, shaping you into a vessel that God can entrust with greater things. The wealth, influence, and abundance coming your way are not coincidental. They are the fulfillment of a divine covenant, a promise made by a God who never fails. But these blessings are not meant to elevate you above others. They are designed to position you as a servant, a steward, and a guiding light. In a world longing for hope, God has given you a unique role. The resources He is placing in your hands are meant to accomplish His purpose. He is not only blessing you, but making you a blessing to many. Just as Joseph was elevated from the prison to the palace, you are about to witness a shift in your circumstances. But even when Joseph reached the pinnacle of success, his heart remained aligned with God's purpose. He understood that his position of influence was not a self-glorification, but for the greater good. You too are being positioned where your choices, actions, and generosity will echo into eternity. God is using you as a vessel of His grace, and with that comes immense responsibility. You have learned to rely on God in scarcity, and now He is teaching you to rely on Him in abundance. This is a lesson often overlooked, yet it is just as crucial. Wealth and prosperity can become distractions. If they are not rooted in a heart of worship, the enemy will attempt to use these blessings to distance you from your Creator, convincing you that you no longer need Him. Yet, you must never forget that everything you have and everything you are originates from Him. He is the ultimate source, and without Him, the blessings lose their true significance. The journey you have undergone has not only strengthened your character, but has also positioned you to handle what is ahead. God never gives us more than we can bear, and that includes blessings. He understands the weight of influence and resources, and He has used this time to prepare you to carry them with grace. You are entering a season where favor will surround you, where opportunities will present themselves effortlessly, and where doors will open without you even having to knock. But as these blessings unfold, your focus must remain on the one who made it all possible. The world will witness what God is doing in your life, and many will question how it all happened. They will not comprehend the hours you spent in prayer, the moments of doubt you conquered, or the faith it took to persevere. They will see the glory, but not the journey. Yet this is your moment to direct them to the author of it all. Let your testimony serve as a reminder that God is still performing miracles, that He remains faithful to those who trust Him, and that He is still the God who transforms trials into triumphs. This is not just about material wealth. It is about the fullness of life that God has promised. You will witness restoration in relationships, healing in your body, and peace in your mind. The blessings that are coming your way will touch every aspect of your life, leaving nothing untouched. But as you experience this overflow, remember that it is not meant for you to keep to yourself. God is calling you to be a conduit of His blessings, to pour out what He has poured into you, and to be a reflection of His love in a world longing for hope. Your journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and faith. When others gave up, you held on. When circumstances seemed insurmountable, you placed your trust in the God of possibilities. And now that faith is being rewarded. But this is just the beginning. God's plans for you extend far beyond what you can currently perceive. He is setting you up for generational impact, for a legacy that will outlive you. The wealth and influence coming your way are not just for today, they are seeds for the future, designed to bless lives long after you are gone. As you walk through this new season, stay vigilant. The enemy will attempt to distract you, sow seeds of doubt, and divert you from your purpose. But you have been equipped with everything you need to stand firm. The same God who sustained you in the wilderness will sustain you in the promised land. He will grant you wisdom for every decision, peace in every storm, and strength for every challenge. Trust Him, lean on Him, and allow Him to guide your steps. Your trials were never in vain. They laid the foundation for the testimony you now carry. They prepared you for the platform God is giving you. Every tear you shed, every whispered prayer, and every step taken in faith has led you to this defining moment. Now, as you stand on the threshold of this new season, remember that it is all for His glory. Your life is a masterpiece, and He is the master artist, painting a picture of grace, redemption, and victory. God's plans are never accidental, and His timing is always perfect. You have been prepared for this moment in ways you cannot fully comprehend. Every obstacle, every season of waiting, and every unexpected detour was shaping you for the greatness you are about to embrace. The trials you endured were not meant to harm you, but to refine you. They purified your motives, deepened your faith, and solidified your dependence on God. What seemed like a delay was actually divine alignment, ensuring that you would be ready for the weight of the blessings now arriving. The kingdom operates differently from the world. While the world values self-promotion and striving, God's kingdom thrives on surrender and trust. The trials you faced taught you to surrender your plans, your timeline, and even your understanding. You learned to trust God, not only when things were clear, but also when the path was dark. And that trust has now become your greatest strength. It will sustain you as you step into this new chapter. You no longer operate out of fear or anxiety because you have seen God move in the midst of impossibility. The blessings that are about to manifest in your life are not random. They are intentional, crafted to fulfill the purpose God has placed within you. Every gift, every opportunity, and every resource is part of His greater plan. God is strategic in His blessings. He does not give merely for the sake of giving. He gives so that His children can walk in their calling, influence others for His glory, and expand His kingdom on earth. This is not just about physical wealth, but about a spiritual richness that transforms lives. As you step into this season of abundance, remember the lessons of the wilderness. It was there that God taught you to depend on Him for your daily sustenance. It was there that you learned the value of faith over fear, obedience over convenience, and worship over worry. Those lessons will anchor you now. The wilderness was not just a place of struggle, it was a place of preparation. It prepared you for the weight of influence, the responsibility of leadership, and the discipline required to handle abundance with humility. You may feel overwhelmed by what lies ahead, but God has already equipped you for this journey. The trials you have faced have granted you resilience, clarity, and wisdom. You now understand that true success is not about what you can achieve, but about what you can steward. God is not looking for those who will hoard His blessings, but for those who will distribute them wisely. You have been chosen because you have proven faithful in the small things. And as the word says, to those who are faithful with little, much will be given. This is not the time to shrink back or to second guess what God is doing. It is time to step forward boldly, knowing that He has gone before you. The opportunities coming your way will require courage, wisdom, and discernment. They will stretch you in ways you have never been stretched before, but they will also bring fulfillment, purpose, and joy like you have never known. God's plans for you far exceed what you can envision. He is not just blessing you, He is using you to be a blessing to others. There will be moments when you are tempted to take credit for what God is doing in your life, The world will applaud your success, admire your achievements, and seek to elevate you. But you must remain humble, always pointing back to the one who made it all possible. The blessings are not about you, they are about Him. Your life is a testimony of His faithfulness, His power, and His grace. Let every success you experience be an opportunity to glorify God and to draw others closer to Him. The trials have taught you the value of patience and perseverance. You now understand that God's timing is flawless, even when it does not align with your own. You have witnessed how He orchestrates events in ways beyond human comprehension. That understanding will be your strength in this new season. When challenges arise, and they will, you can rest in the certainty that the same God who brought you this far will carry you forward. He is faithful and He is for you. As you walk in this season of abundance, stay rooted in His Word. The Bible is your guide, your anchor, and your source of wisdom. It is filled with promises that remind you of who you are and whose you are. Let those promises fuel your faith and keep you grounded. The enemy will attempt to distract you with the allure of worldly success, but you must remain focused on what truly matters. The trials taught you that God is enough and that truth will sustain you in the days ahead. This new season is not the conclusion of your journey. It is the beginning of something greater. It is the start of a chapter where God's promises are fulfilled, His plans are revealed, and His glory is displayed through your life. But with blessings come responsibilities.